Hello, Fire Prophet Await there. How you doing out there, people? Today, I'm going to teach you how to complete the beginning trials nice and easily. Now, first off, you're going to want to enter the trial at full hearts, and just a little side note, gold hearts do cross over into the trial. So go ahead and get that done, and then we can begin entering the trial. Another little side note, I recommend that you save before you begin, but not before you eat, otherwise that food will not count. The reason I always save before I enter the trial is because if I die in the trial, I don't have to go through the preparations again. So, I recommend this for you too. Another note before we begin is that for this technique, I recommend you have Stasis Plus and Bomb Plus. It just makes it a whole lot easier, but it is possible without it. So just a little tip with floor number 1 is that there are some bird eggs in a tree, and when you cook those, they give you a ton of hearts. I also recommend that you do not eat the raw materials unless you have to. Okay, so right here, we're just gonna throw a bomb, and boom, that's floor number 1. Good job. Now it's time to loot. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna speed up the looting process, but you can just follow where I go, and you should be able to find everything. Also, there will be an axe that you can find, and with that axe, I recommend that you don't use it to fight, but you use it to break a lot of barrels, because there will be a ton of them. Now, just head back to the main platform, and then we can begin the second floor. This second floor has a very easy tactic, so just follow me, and it will work just fine. So on the second floor, what you're going to want to do is head around the left side until you see a fire choo-choo. Then, take a bomb, throw it at the choo-choo, then it will explode. The fire left behind will start an updraft so that you can easily get to the top. Then, all you need to do is take out these bocos up here, and what I recommend is use your tree branch and just throw them away. They deal some good damage, and you'll have more space for more weapons, so it's really a great win-win deal. So once you take care of these bokoblins, there'll be 2 crates here. Now, so all you need to do is switch to your axe and break these, and then take care of the rest of them. Now right over here there will be 2 small barrels that will both have 5 arrows in them. So in total that's a total of, well, 10 arrows. So you're going to use every single one of those, I promise you. So take care of this bokoblin up here and make sure you get his bow. After you take out all the bokoblins, go around and make sure you didn't miss any weapons or arrows. Then just head back to this main terminal and head to the 3rd room of the Trial of the Sword. Now this is the easiest of all 12 floors. All you need to do is just use some bombs to take care of these choo-choos. But with the fire choo-choos, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lead them over here to both of these areas so you can get the chests. So all you need to do is bring them over here, then explode them, and then that will create an updraft. It's quite easy actually. You will get a boomerang and 5 fire arrows from these chests, so it's a great deal. Once you've got both chests, all you need to do is just take care of the rest of these fire choo-choos. Okay? So, don't be intimidated by the big ones that will pop out after you take out the little ones. Both of them still have 1 health, which means they can also be killed in 1 bomb. The only difference is the fact that they're bigger and they deal more fire damage. For this specific floor, you don't need to worry about looting. There's no loot besides the ones that I showed you. So, just head to the next room. Now this is the floor where things start to pick up. What I recommend is you come over here and you take out that guard. You see him? Right there. Go for the headshot and don't miss like I did. Now, all you need to do is just finish him off if you miss that headshot, and then head right up these stairs, okay? And then from up here, what you need to do is you need to take out this guard, and be careful not to use a 2-handed weapon. Now pick up these fire barrels and throw them at your enemies. Watch them explode and cry in tears. No, all jokes aside, seriously though, it does some great damage, so yeah, do it. But it takes some aim, so be careful. Now just glide down and finish off the rest of the enemies, but be careful to check that you get all of these barrels, because you're going to need a lot of loot for the rest of this part. Another pro tip is to make sure that you get flurry rushes, okay? They matter, like, gives you a chance to deal a lot of damage, so go for the flurry rushes if you can, but if you're unable to, don't worry about it. Like, just don't sweat it. Also, if you get majorly damaged, it's okay to use your raw materials or food to recharge your health, but I don't recommend it because you can turn it into things that will give you more health in the long run. And guys, I cannot sweat this enough. You must make sure that you double check that you didn't leave anything behind before you go to the next room. Now, for floor number 5, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take care of these moblins. You're going to say, oh no, it's going to be big and intimidating and hard. All it takes is 3 bomb blasts, and they don't attract anyone else. So just be quick about it, and yeah, you'll get it done pretty quickly. Now, repeat the same thing for this other moblin. And then something I learned the hard way when I was recording this is that lantern, when you shoot it down, it does not work. The eye on the left does, but not the one on the right. So don't waste arrows on it. Also, just if you don't want to be like an expert marksman, just do what I did, grab a fire arrow, and boom. That's most of the enemies dead. And then there'll be one left, one purple, no, not purple, blue, bokoblin. All you need to do is just get a couple good shots on him, and boom, that's this floor. Now, you're going to get a lot of good food from this area, and a lot of weapons, so make sure that you grab everything, okay? Now, at this point, your health is probably hurting, so do what I did. Pick up these roasted bananas and steaks and all that, and just eat them. Just get your health back, you're going to need it. Congratulations, you're officially halfway through the trial, and the next floor will be a rest stop. So, in order to get rid of this talus, it's pretty easy. Just grab one of these metal boxes and smack his rock over and over and over again. Deal as much damage as you can, and then when that breaks, or you feel confident enough, just go ahead and climb on his back. So now, at this rest stop, you're gonna wanna get that fairy in that corner. You see it? Right there. Now, watch your sound and make sure that you're not moving too fast, otherwise it'll run away. So, once you grab that, you need to make sure that you don't miss anything. So in this rest stop, you'll get 2 weapons and 1 shield. But one thing that really sucks is that you don't get any armor. Do you want to know something else that sucks? Only 50% of you that are watching this video are subscribed. So please subscribe, it's free. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Now, just make sure that you grab everything and don't leave anything behind. After you find everything, then we'll begin cooking. I'll show you what I normally cook, and a little strategy for the fish here is just throw a bomb in and don't miss like I did. And the fish will start floating, which means you won't have to worry about catching them, and they won't disappear either. See? Just like that. Easy to catch. Now make sure that you grab these sneaky apples right here, because like I mentioned, everything will count. Food, water, everything. Grab it. And then we shall begin cooking. For me, I typically never mix any 2 materials. Typically, when they're combined with each other, they still give you a lot of hearts. So just don't combine anything. It's just my recommendation. But if you know any good recipes and you can make them, just go ahead. But just recommendations. This is just my technique to get you through the trial of the sword, but you don't have to follow what I do. Also, I'm eating right here so that I can be at a higher health, because what's upcoming is going to get a little bit trickier. And so it begins, as I like to call it, part 2 of the beginning trials. I made a little oopsie there, so I just cut ahead. But what I recommend is you come over here, climb up, And then what I like to do is I like to shoot that electro choo-choo, and it zaps these two Lysolphos there. It gives you a moment to kind of get some good damage in and get close to them. Now just finish them off and make sure you grab those porgies, fish, carp, whatever, after you're done. Also, a little side note, the poles that the carp bass are on, you can actually pick up. They're Boko spears. And what I recommend is you try and throw them at the enemy, the Lysolphos, just right across them there, after you get close to him, because you might as well just go ahead and get rid of them, but you can also deal some damage with them. Also, there's a sneaky little chest here that you cannot get with Cryonis, like I tried to, but it's a magnesis thing. So just take it out and don't mess up like I did with this, because it's kind of embarrassing. Why am I leaving this in? So that will get you 10 nice arrows, and trust me, like I've said every other time, you'll use every last one of those arrows. Now just go ahead and finish off these last two enemies. Get rid of them as quickly as you can, because you want to get through this trial as fast as you can. Trust me. Okay, so on this next floor, there will be two Octoroks, I believe they're called, and a Wizrobe. So go ahead and get rid of those Octoroks. They don't take too much to get rid of. By the way, you can shoot them underwater, just like this amazing shot. Now, in order to get rid of the Wizrobe, I recommend that you hit him in the head, and that'll knock him down, and you can get a couple good hits on him. That's the easiest technique that I've discovered for Electro Wizrobes. Other types of Wizrobes, depending on what element they are, you can just hit them with a fire arrow or ice arrow, and it will instantly take them out. Now, these last two floors are the ones that I struggle with the most. My only recommendation is just try to stay high on health and deal as much damage as you can. Whether that requires you to use all your fire arrows or stealth, do anything you can. Just get through it, please. And don't do what I'm doing. It's really, really dumb. I'm not doing very well in this clip for some reason, but it's honestly, if you just don't miss your shots like I did, you should be fine. Now, my recommendation is if you have a defense up, which you should if you cooked what I did, you eat that and eat as much as you can before this next level, because this next one is kind of rough. Most people would go on that boat and cut that line, but me being me, I'm just built different. I use Cryonis to go all the way around. It's easier. You have access to all the enemies that way, and you don't have to worry about becoming a human pincushion of arrows. So yeah, there's a chest over here. Just pick that up, and you're good to go. One more thing, if you heeded my warning and you didn't use the axe, I recommend you use it here, because you can knock off all the bokoblins into the water, and of course they can't swim, being bokoblins and the primal creatures they are. It's really, really easy. Same thing with the moblins. Just freeze this moblin here, fling them off the side, and boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Don't worry about getting the loot, because this next one's pretty easy. All it is, it's a Hinox, and it's not that hard. So, congratulations, this is the final boss, and it really shouldn't be a final boss. It's not that hard. If you know how to deal damage to a Hinox, then you can just skip this part. I recommend, but if you don't, just shoot them in the eye, they'll sit down, it gives you some chance to deal some good damage, and you can stasis them to give you a little bit extra time, and it won't slow it down. That's what I recommend. Go ahead and follow like I'm doing right here. And then once you get them, congratulations, you completed the beginning trials. Congratulations and welcome to the chamber room, as I like to call it. This is part 1 of the Trial of the Sword, and there you go. So just walk up this pedestal. You have to walk up slowly. You gotta make it dramatic, and I recommend that you don't have anything on to make it seem a lot more dramatic. Okay, head up like that. Just right up here, there'll be a Master Sword. All you need to do is pull it out. Don't worry, you don't need to worry about the hearth and stuff. And enjoy your 40 damage Master Sword. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later. Fire Prophet 08 out.